Hey Olivier, nice to meet you. We've been working together a lot, but I think it's first time we are together on a forum, so
Yeah.
happy to be here and talk about what we've been doing together, right? See, the autonomous network topic is very close to Orange, as I understand, right? So, but we want to hear it from your own words, like how is it part of your long-term strategy, right? And how do you think, what are the key drivers for you to drive this network autonomy and intelligence into the network? Why are you doing it?
Basically, we are network operators, and if you think about it, the core business of network operators is to provide very reliable and very rich connectivity to the device of its customer. And actually, autonomous network is really in the center of it, if you think about it, because it creates value in different domains on this core connectivity part. The first one to create value is about having the best network quality, the best quality of experience for our customer. And autonomous network enable things like very quick anomaly detection. It enables also things like predictive networks, better field intervention. So all that contribute to having the best quality, okay? On top of, it also contributes to create new business. If you think about the promise of network slicing, of insight-based networking, on-demand network, providing to your customer the capability to request some services directly on demand and with near real-time delivery, near real-time provisioning. But only autonomous network can make it, and this will also increase the top line with new revenue. And autonomous network is also in the center of how you master your cost in a very complex environment. Because obviously with the complexity growing, it's just impossible to do that all manually, or it would cost something that is completely, let's say, not on purpose.
Absolutely, and I completely agree with you that, and what I see here is that it's either a race to the bottom by not doing anything, or it's being part of the AI economy and reaping the benefits of being a player here, right? So I think you're onto something here, but. Let me catch on one thing you said. This is a journey, so obviously there is challenges in the journey, right? So can you talk us through some of the challenges you're working through as you're going through this journey? I mean, you've been on it for some while now, right?
So there are major challenges. It's one of the most difficult things that we have to do in the next 2, 3, 4 years, and basically the root reason is that networks are among the most complex and the largest infrastructure on Earth.
Yeah.
And it's not new. This part is not new. And the way we always manage this complexity has been to, cut the elephant in pieces. And this piece, now we call it silos. It was really a good idea to make it. Some people hate silos now.
Yeah.
But it was the only way to manage the complexity. So you have a silo for radio access network, you have a silo for transport network, core network, international network, and so on. And these silos are deep in the sense that they have their own kind of language, they have their own KPI, they have their own organization, they have their own architecture. And with autonomous network, one of the things you need to do is to remove this silo, because obviously you cannot provide a service end-to-end without the capability to make that work together.
Yeah.
Okay, so the main challenge is to remove the silo, and how to do that. So in the silo, one part of the silo is data. And you need to manage data in a way that starts to be understandable with other silos.
Right.
Just to give you an example, it looks stupid, but if you take naming convention, how you identify a network equipment, you will realize that if you want to identify, let's say, a microwave point, it will have an identifier in the transport network IT, and it will have another identifier in the radio access network
Completely
IT,
different.
and probably a third identifier in the enterprise network. So you have to, let's say, put some consistency in this mess to some extent, and this consistency, part of it is engineering work, and part of it you can use AI, to reconciliate all this stuff. And the last challenge with data is also to create a data representation that is workable for, let's say, complex things. And data has been always put in, tabular format with tables that were kind of independent one each other. And one of the big things we're doing is to create a network digital twin with a graph-based approach, where the actually exactly, and the link between the components are as important as the components themselves, which is a different from the tabular representation. So this foundation, this is really the foundation to do autonomous network. We are on it. We are trying also to make use cases to create value as much as possible, but we are doing both foundation and use cases at the same time. I would say that this is the big challenges that we have. Yeah.
And I think we've worked ourselves through some of those challenges over the past 1 year, 2 years, and we'll be continuing to work in the future. But we have started together working on this autonomous network blueprint, right? And as you might have seen at DTW, we have made the announcement for the autonomous network fabric and the applications that come along with it, etc. So how do you see that our approach as Nokia towards the whole autonomous network, how does it align with what Orange is trying to do? And can you share some experiences or trials, etc., where we are doing?
Sure. I think we have first the capability to have a good alignment between Orange and Nokia, because we have for decades now a common work together and I would say a good and tight dialogue. And we work especially, I think, since quite a long time on autonomy, on let's say automation, that is a better word. And when we really thought about how to align the ecosystem about what we want to do, we thought that we need two kinds of partners. And these two kinds of partners to do AI for network, I would say the champions of network and the champions of data and AI. And the champions of data and AI are more hyperscalers. So we started to work and see what they can do, what tool they can provide. Let's say how we can combine what they do with what we're doing and what network vendors such as Nokia are doing, and combining it with a network vendor as Nokia. And I think Nokia was the first vendor to align, I would say, with this strategy, and because this is really fundamental.
Yeah.
And this is, I think, the basis of our cooperation for next generation autonomous network.
Absolutely. And I think on the data side especially, you mentioned some of the challenges in the silos and all of that, right? So at some point we feel responsible for creating some of the silos, because these applications that you run your network on coming from us.
Don't feel too much responsible. I think we have our own responsibility. And again, I would not say that it was a bad choice. It was the exact choice that the technology we had before were enabling us. That's it.
But we have taken this step now with the autonomous network fabric to basically break down the silos, bring all the data assets together and expose it so that you can drive it towards greater AI. And talking about AI, you have been experimenting with autonomous networks and AI models for a little bit now, right?
Sure.
So can you talk about a scenario where it made a real impact on customer experience or network operations?
Yeah, sure. I mean, one of the domain where AI creates quickly value, even though you don't have the full foundation of everything, is network monitoring and incident management. So this is one of the first things that we have started to do with AI. And one of the example use cases we have deployed in several countries is about the quality management of voice. It may seem legacy, but voice is really something that creates a difference in the perception of your customer.
Absolutely.
So the way we did it was to say, okay, let's use AI first to detect very quickly when something wrong happened. Before the alarms are coming.
Before people call the call center.
Exactly. And we also looked at how long it was before we implement to manage such an incident.
Yeah.
And it was like 5 hours, 6 hours. Yeah. So we feel, okay, there is a potential here to do something better with AI. So we put in place a chain with automatic incident detection based on KPI monitoring.
Yeah.
We monitor the KPI, and when there is something, the KPI,
like an audio gap or something.
in real time they do something like this. but sometimes they do something that is strange,
Anomalous,
and AI is super good to detect that. So this is the first step. The second step is, okay, there is something wrong happening, but what's happening? Which equipment is faulty, and so on. AI is quite good also to make the root cause analysis. And after that, we are the next step as to use AI to recommend to the network operation team what they should do, and possibly to make a closed loop action. For the two last ones, we are still let's say in testing and prototyping mode.
Okay, fantastic. And last but not the least, from all the operators I've seen and the groups I've seen you could put a lot of work into this, right? So what advice do you have for other operators who are just starting on this journey, who have not probably spent as much time as you have?
Yeah, so I think the mistake that many operators did was to say, okay, we want to use AI for this process, so let's go full speed on AI, hiring data scientists and so on. But actually, you cannot do AI without good data layer. So the first thing that I would advise to say, manage your data. Understand your data. Where are your data? What is the quality of your data? Do you need to group your data in a single data lake, for instance, or not? This kind of thing is really fundamental to do AI, and I can tell you, you have no chance to succeed if you don't do that. Another advice that I would give is to be hands-on, to start testing, to avoid, let's say, building like cathedral. And wait 1 or 2 years sometimes doing theoretical things. Go ahead, start to test, see what's wrong, see what's working, and then build on that.
Absolutely. And I want to kind of conclude this session that we have with a compliment for you, right? I've been working with you for 2 years, and I've seen that you have, as an Orange and as you personally, right? Your strategy has been consistent from day one, right? And that I think comes from the modesty that you have from being hands-on and being working, that you clearly know where the problems are, the focus on the data, the idea to basically operationalize and democratize the data and make use of that, and in the hyperscale environment, take the best tools. That has been consistent from day one, and I have to say that it's great to work with a partner like you.
Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you.